I'm John Wilcock. I live in Warwick, and the elements of my story, as it were, come together because of COVID and the lockdown. During the first lockdown, we did nothing. I got a bit much unfit, and I was looking for a way to do some exercise to get back in trim. I don't like just jogging or walking, it seems a bit pointless. So I was walking in the park at the back here, and I saw a boy and his father skating on roller skates, and I thought, well, that's a good idea, because when I was a young man I did some skating. I was quite good actually, because I could dance on roller skates better than I could dance on my flat feet. And so I bought some skates, and I tried them on, and then I discovered immediately I'm 90, not 19, and fell flat on my back. Along comes Marcus Rashford, the footballer, who campaigned about free school dinners. Now, when I was a kid, I grew up in a mining community, and my family was pretty sort of downtrodden, if you like, and I was glad of free school meals, and I thought, well, that's a good thing to campaign for. And then the next element, of course, is Sir Tom Moore, Captain Sir Tom, and his famous trolley. And I thought, well, if I got my wife's roller, perhaps I could skate. Earlier this week I went into the park to do a bit of practice, because the courtyard's a bit rough and it slopes, and it's smooth in the park. And I met a young lady in the park, and she said, can I take a picture? So I said, yeah, why don't you? And why don't you, if you're on Facebook, why don't you put me on Facebook? Because I haven't been doing any of that sort of stuff. I don't know what she did. She worked some kind of magic, and that day I got £2,000 on the Fair Share website, on my website or whatever it is. And now it was 500 supposedly. Now it's 5,500 at the moment. So I don't know where it's going to be in January. This is not a story about me. This is a story about Fair Share distributing the food, and it's about the people who donate, and really about the poor kids that don't have enough to eat, like I was when I used to go to school hungry. So I know exactly how embarrassed they feel to stand in the queues at the food banks. My mother used to hide sometimes and tell me to go to the door and tell the rent man she wasn't in. And I used to know when I told the rent man that my mother wasn't in, that he knew she was. And that's a bit sort of shaming. It leaves marks on your soul, really. So I understand what a lot of families are going through.